you sell your animal at fair, you are selling them for slaughter. You're selling them to someone in the community that wants to buy your animal for meat. And animals typically go to slaughter about a week after they're sold. My name is Ashley. I'm 19 and I showed cows in 4-H. It's a nationwide nonprofit organization that's geared towards youth in agriculture. I was in 4-H from age 8 to age 18, so about 10 years. So it pretty much starts at birth of the cow. You're with it from the day they're born to the day you sell it, and there's 2 types of projects you can take. You can take a feeder calf, which is 1 year, or a steer, which is 2 years. Probably my favorite project that I ever took. His name was Bentley. He was a 2-year, he was a steer. He was born in February of 2021. So I was with him from when he was born until I sold him. So like I said, 2 years. His breed was Manchi. I've still got, his entire medical history, name of his mother, his father, all that good stuff. But a lot of work went into him. We had a really great bond. We worked great together. When he was a steer, he ended up actually getting reserve grand champion in his division. So that was really exciting. And then I also won first place in showmanship with him. So beforehand, it's definitely all nerves. Like, I've been known to get sick before because it's just so scary. I mean, yeah, you want to win and you want to perform the greatest, but for me, it was always that subconscious, am I going to get hurt? Is my animal going to hurt me? Is somebody else's animal going to get loose and hurt me? That was a big reason why I was always nervous. Bentley, he weighed in at around like 1,250 pounds. So you're in a class with about 6 other cows that are that weight. And it really just comes down to how much you trained and worked with that animal and how well you can handle them. Because unfortunately, there are those moments where your cow just gets away from you, and there's not a lot that you can do other than try and not get hurt. The rules kind of go from one extreme to the other, so really simple things like you can't paint your cows, which, like, that sounds weird, but people do actually spray paint cows. They'll dye their hair, which is also not allowed. And then the other extreme end of that is like foul play. That could be anywhere between like steroids, making the cow look like it has muscle when it really doesn't, making things define, pop out. Sometimes people will actually inject air into a cow's neck to make them kind of puff out, look a little bit bigger. And then, also another extreme is if people are like walking around the fair, say they see a cow that presents itself better than yours or seems like it could win over yours, some people will actually go as far to injure that cow and hurt that animal so that they don't win, which is really unfortunate. During the show, I don't know, as soon as I walk into the ring, it's like a sense of calmness kind of falls over me. I just kind of take a breath. I'm in my space, I know what I gotta do. I have a job to do, and I know that I'll be in there for about 5-10 minutes and then I'll be done. When they're looking at the cow, they're not really looking at the animal in front of them. They're looking at the quality of meat presented in front of them. They're judging it based on how well that carcass would look hanging on the rack at a butcher shop. The yield of meat, the quality, the different cuts, that's kind of what they're looking for. And in terms of genetic versus how you raise it, I think it's 50-50. Genetics have a really big play in the quality of a cow. But you could have a cow that was born with amazing genetics and you could just screw it up with the way that you feed it, lack of exercise. So it really takes that perfect balance between the two. And then in terms of like afterwards, especially when you win, it's a really good feeling to see all of your hard work pay off and get that goal that you wanted after it's over. Yeah, that definitely starts to set in. It typically takes a couple hours for me, but I mean, once you realize that the shows are over, it's only a matter of a couple days before you have to part with that animal. And you know what's gonna happen, but no matter what, no matter how many years you've been doing it, I personally feel like you're never prepared. It never gets easier because I mean, that animal's your best friend. You've worked with them every day, 2 to 3 times a day for 2 years. On auction day or sale day, all 4-H'ers in the fair whether it be cows, goats, sheep, rabbits, all that stuff. All animals are sold, and they go through the ring one at a time. You'll go in the ring with your animal, you'll stand, and basically you stand in the ring and you watch as everyone bids on your animal. You know, the longer you're in there, the more people are bidding, and obviously the higher the price is getting, which is good in a sense, but also at the same time, it's like, okay, I kind of want to get out of here. I'm so many emotions running through your mind, and it's sad. And so once your animal's bought, you exit the ring, and oftentimes your animal is taken away from you immediately. Sometimes you do have to be the one that puts the animal on the trailer, take their halter off, and walk away. And then, right after that, while you're in the ring, you have to pay attention to who buys your animal. So after you put your animal on the trailer, you have to get what's called your buyer's plaque, which has a picture of you and your animal on it. And you have to go into the audience, hand your buyer's plaque to your buyer, and shake their hand and thank them. Honestly, even though I did it for 10 years, I would say that if anything, it got harder each year, because as I matured, I learned more and more about the process after your animal is sold in slaughtering. Just distraction was the best way for me, yeah.